to the three of us, and I would like to open the possibility to do so. Who would like to ask questions or make comments? Yes, please. There is a microphone coming. It's here in front.
Thank you for the interesting presentations. My question is going to Professor Vandenberg. You said that most of the problems are already solved with cryptography and with the existing state-of-the-art there. So what actually are the problems that we have now that we have to do? Is just user interfaces, or is it just how to make it happen? Or
Sorry, maybe I was too fast there. And I said theoretically, technically, they can be solved by this in principle. But the point is then when it comes to applying them into real situations with real users, and then we have a disaster. I remember early user empowerment prototypes done in all goodwill, which said, okay, what we want to make the user decide is whether they want to encrypt with 32-bit kit in 256K keys long or 512 keys long, which these days would be obsolete anyway, but the point was to start to say, well, users should make a risk assessment of what they do over the key lengths, is something which works for PGP experts or so, but probably not for the general users. So these were the first examples where obviously developers were making the wrong assumptions about what users actually want to decide. And so actually what I wanted to say is, yes, we have quite a bit of technology at hand, but integrating it into something that users can really make use about is not easy. And we have an even bigger problem already, or still, that is actually when it comes to this privacy in conflict and cooperation situations, and making an assessment what are actually your most important values with regard to privacy. We see that, for example, in social networks. And what is relevant to put out so that you can have a proper communication with other people in your respective social network or your Twitter dialogue or whatever you have, and compared to what do you actually want to keep at home. And then also the question is, what do you expect from a provider when you say, I want to influence the policy of a provider and to only transfer certain data or to only do certain things? What is actually certain things? Can you express that in simple words, or can consumer and privacy protection people actually express that in simple words that one knows what is actually right and what is wrong? And here we have quite a bit of research in front of us.
Shall I also say something on this? Yes, of course. Yeah. If I may add something on this. Cryptography, there are techniques that can solve almost everything. I am also one of my mathematical skills is cryptography, so I can sort of verify that. But on the other hand, how much common people know about these techniques? Let me give an example. You have, let's say, a protocol based on discrete logarithm. And you can see at some point with little letters, it says that you have to select some numbers, a key or a prime and so on. Not only this should be quite large, that you should understand what quite large is, but also should be of a certain category, because if you select the wrong prime, let's say, then discrete log can be broken easily. And therefore, there is best practice there in the parameters, which is known only to specialists. And if they are not explained, then how do you know, how are you sure that the protocol is implemented the right way? Okay? So the question comes, for example, an issue is to publicize these things to the common citizen. The knowledge about these things should increase. That's one solution. Or the other solution is what Joseph Sifakis said. We should validate to degree 7 all these things totally, and then guarantee, say that, and people should be convinced if we say that they have been totally validated, and then don't do things that you don't know about.